Man, imagine that on your testicle, my guy. It hurts so bad.
Tell me more about your testicles.
Why are we talking about the fat nut? No, it's totally going in the cold. This is the cold open.
This is the cold open. Let's talk about. So, what is your ideal testicle?
Ideal testicle trimmer. Hey guys, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. No, it's not.
Actually, I mean, if you wouldn't mind,
dude, I wish they don't even know we exist. I wish they knew.
I mean, I don't even know we exist. Who are we?
Wait, you guys exist?
Stop tripping acid before we do these fucking podcasts, Ethan. Ethan out here. Just so everyone knows, Ethan's the big drug.
He's currently in a mesh like shirt. He has a bunch of glow sticks. He is fucking on X, man. He is.
His pupil is taking over most of his eye. It's kind of terrifying. He looks like a vampire.
Jeez, put the couch down, Ethan. No, that's
I have
PCP.
no defense.
Sorry, that was PCP. I was confusing my drugs here.
Yeah, see, well, that makes sense because you're not the drug. Ethan's the drug. He knows the difference.
It's true, he does.
Yeah, see, it's easy. And on that note, welcome to Jabbermouths.
Speaking of drugs, let's talk about the iconic band, the Country Bears.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. Speaking of animals, hey, all you cats and kittens, I'm JD.
I'm the band Cocaine Dealer Bears.
I knew you were the band.
You knew I was dealing those bears cocaine. They get
And I'm your groupie, Ethan.
So all the bears f***ed you.
Oh dear.
Don't tell me that you didn't want it.
Oh dear.
They got gangbanged by the Country Bears.
Yep. So we watched the Country Bears.
That f***ing waitress was
We'll
fucking
talk
hot
about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It came out, what, 2002?
2002, so this was during the era, so it was around this time, you can all remember back, is that Disney's like, hey guys, what if we made movies about our theme park attractions? Of course we have the God tier, well at least like the most successful, Pirates of the Caribbean, and then we also have Haunted Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd say that was success. Well, I guess it was successful in its time.
And people, I think, can still look back on it fondly versus Country Bears. Just
see,
right at the bottom. Just right.
Hot take. I kind of liked it.
No.
I kind of liked it for the wrong reasons, mind you.
It was very. I liked it. I got an ironic kick out of it, more of just like all the meme moments, like my God is Big Al thick, and I want to fuck him. But
yeah, a lot of it was that. A lot of it was that. A lot of it was that. There was none of it that I liked. I didn't think this was like a genuinely really good movie.
Yeah.
By the standards it wanted to be.
But by 2020 meme standards, it's like, oh my God, this is a treasure trove.
I just had fun. Like I just had fun fucking laughing at it. All the characters were like had their over the top moments. For the most part, I didn't like the characters that much, except for those moments. Well, but those moments were great. Some of those moments hit really well, in my opinion.
I will argue there is one character who deserves his place in praise, and that is the brother.
Dex!
That is Dex.
Yes! Give me a
Dex, yeah!
Yes! Dude, Dex
well, how would you
is
feel
my favorite character of the movie.
if your parents brought home an animal, raised it alongside you, and then loved it more than you, and you're the biological child? Of course I'd be pissed.
Yeah, at the beginning of the movie, they frame Dex as this douchebag who absolutely hates Barry B. Barrington.
Can I talk about that
by
real
the
quick?
way? Okay, yeah, we'll come back to Dex.
Barry Barrington, that's the lead character. That's the most creative name I've heard. What I like to imagine, though, is in the writing room when they're pitching this. You know that bit where like they look around the room to name things? They just look at the same bear twice. What's his name? Barry. Looks around the room again, lands on the same bear. Barrington. Yeah.
And the person in the room went, a bear named Barry Barrington. And the guy went, yeah. And that's genius.
And then there's the dude who's like, that's a very good idea. And he just get out.
You get the fuck out of my sight. You're the head writer now. And that guy went, I have to write the whole thing.
It's just as soon as they announce his name, I just got a nosebleed because of all the creativity shown in this film.
Yeah.
Just wow.
Yeah.
Pinnacle.
Yeah, it's a lot of that. And they even spell it Beary. Like he can't even just be normal.
Yeah,
Barry.
it's a whole bit.
Yeah,
it's like the German spelling.
Yeah, they overcommit to that. But yeah, Dex, they frame him as this douchebag who hates his little brother because he's a bear. But in reality, it's this kid who feels underappreciated
by his
as
own
a
parents.
son because they even say it when at the dinner table. Because Barry is feeling like less adequate, like he doesn't fit in, obviously. Because he's a fucking bear. But
is Barry's first line in the movie, Mom and Dad, am I adopted? Is that his first line?
Yeah, that's totally his first line at the dinner table. Yeah. Because they're talking about that. And
so creative. Oscar-winning
Right?
dialogue.
Because he says he doesn't feel like he fits in, and then the dad straight up goes, "You need to know that we love even if you were adopted, we would love you just as much as our son Dex, maybe more." With Dex in the room, and Dex even like looks at him like, "The fuck was that?"
So that I know it's a joke, but I still understand exactly why he lashes out.
No, Dex has every reason, and he's the only one with any like common sense. And throughout the entire movie, he's the only voice of reason. Like when he said, "Oh, you're not adopted, Barry," and Dex is like, "Yes, you are. Clearly, you're a fuck." And they even show him that night because Dex is like, "Do you really want to understand where you came from? Because it's clear you're a fucking bear."
He's honest.
And
his parents are gaslighting Barry.
Yeah, and he shows the baby pictures. He's like, "Here's me being held by our parents in the hospital, and here is a park ranger holding you
upside
up
down
because they just found you in the wilderness." Side note, can we talk about this for a minute? So they found it. So that's the picture we get, is they found him as a cub in the wilderness, and then his parents adopt him from there.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the sentient bear parents? If we already proved that there are sentient bears in the world, shouldn't there have been...
Well, see, here is the rabbit hole that I went down. Here's the conclusion I came to. Is somewhere along the line there's some genetic issue with bears where some of them are sentient and some of them aren't. So I'm guessing this park ranger was just walking through the forests, right, as park rangers do, and heard like goo goo gagas, and was like, "Oh shit, the baby is lost in the forest. I must save this baby." And when he came around like a trunk or something and found the baby, it was a bear, but it was speaking like a baby.
So does that mean...
And probably like scared the shit out of the park
I was
ranger.
imagining more of a Tiger King situation where it was an exotic pet trade. It was like, "Yo, this is a fucking talking bear, just like the country bears." Yeah. And then of course the parents were like, "We will buy it.
Our name is Barrington. We have to get a
We
bear.
have to buy it.
Yeah, we have to buy it and make it our son.
We have to buy this child."
I want to know if it was evolution, though.
So that's what I'm wondering. Well, because it alludes throughout the movie that there are just other bears who are sentient in society. Mm-hmm. There's the person who runs the actual hall where they all used to perform at.
There's the mailman. They show a mailman.
There's the
There's a
mailman.
mailman who's a bear. There's at the car wash.
There's a bear.
After a chase scene, there's a bear who works there. And they allude to one of them running off with a panda.
Yeah.
So there are other bears.
There are sentient pandas.
You know what I really
other
fucking love?
species of bear. I hope that panda. Side note: I hate pandas so much. The second I heard that, I was like, I hope that panda got hit by a car.
See, I like to imagine
Wow.
though.
I really did.
I really, because like this is back in 2002 where there was still a charm to the South before it was, "Oh, this is dangerous ignorance." Of 2020, where so I think I just really want to imagine one of those bears just puts on a MAGA cap, like, "Those goddamn pandas better go back where they belong. Build that wall.
You better get that panda back to China right now."
Yeah, like in 2002, we're like, "Oh, look at these charming southern bears. I bet they're a delight." But now I'm worried if they're around in 2020, just the shit they would say.
I'm just imagining a reunion tour. The reunion tour of of the country bears, and they go into the north and they're like, this ain't what I'm about at all.
Here's one thing. So then Barry, he runs off and he goes to Country Bear Hall.
So he runs away from home because
Dex is like, "Hey, find yourself."
Yeah, well, Dex is more like,
right.
"You don't belong here." It's kind of, and right again, I don't fault Dex for doing that.
Well, we
as
don't
a
know.
kid.
Are there other bears at school?
See, that was my other fucking question. He doesn't know that he's adopted, but
he doesn't
he's in
appear to know
8th grade.
he's
He's
a
like,
bear.
he's in 4th grade when this fucking movie came out. Was he homeschooled? Or did he just see other bears whose parents were also lying to them? Like,
I know, right?
Like, are you adopted? No, I'm not adopted at all. And then like proceeds to eat the fucking bark off the nearest tree.
No, I like to imagine it's just like he walks into school one day and then across from him is a chimp dressed as a child, and Barry's shaking his head. "You fucking freak." He's like,
he's like, his parents are probably never even gonna tell him he's fucking adopted.
He's fucking adopted. What a fucking chump.
Sad
Sits
fucking
down.
idiot, man.
So
I need to go to the trough to get some trout for lunch. Sorry.
So here's the thing. So he goes to Country Bear Hall. It's run by Henry, who I assume maybe was the manager of the band.
I think he was no. Well,
I think he was.
Yeah, I think he was the manager, or he just managed the hall. It's kind of the
hall,
thing. Like
but
that
then
main
he was
hall.
still
So was
hung out with. He went on tour with the Bears.
Okay,
though.
was
yes, that's true.
Was Country Bear Hall named Country Bear Hall before the Country Bears?
No, I
Well,
think,
they built it for. the
No,
Country
because
Bears.
they talk about them like playing super small gigs in Country Bear Hall.
No, they talk about other artists coming. And
No,
playing there.
there's a comment about like, yeah, they got their start playing at Country Bear Hall.
That could be it.
Then it's totally
I'm not gonna
possible
delve into
then.
this fucking lore.
This is a detail I don't.
But
I
here's
don't
the part-
I want to know
particularly
the
remember.
lore
Here's
of the Country
thing
Bears.
that pisses me off.
You're gonna find a lot of racism.
So when Henry and Big Al they're in charge of the hall, and goddamn is Big Al thick. Oh boy,
I love
Look at
Big
this
Al.
thick boy.
Big Al's my favorite because
I may be chubby, but I'm quick.
Because he has this
Yeah.
he has this running gag where he'll like get somebody to look away for a second and just Batman all the way
Well,
okay.
300 feet away like
Back
it's
to the
nothing.
monkeys.
to the
He
monkeys.
uses like I think it's the banker. He's like, oh look, there's a monkey over there.
He's like,
Is-
I have
is
it
that
saved.
is
I
that a
have the line
racist
saved.
term?
Yeah.
I'll find it.
There's a
find
monkey
it.
over there, and he's actually pointing to like a diverse
He
couple,
goes-
and then he puts on the manga cap
Yeah.
and runs.
Yeah, he's trying to.
I see emojis.
He goes, over yonder, a monkey. And then he just fucking teleports like 200 feet away and goes,
Well, no, you see
he
him
goes,
like-
I may be chubby, but I am quick.
Now, if one of you boys can just edit that scene with the Dragon Ball teleport effect.
Yes,
But I will
love
say, so
that.
here's the thing though that annoys me is Henry's like, we owe $20,000, and all I can think is, wait a minute, do bears pay taxes here? Wait a minute, are you U.S. citizens? Wait a minute. It just sounds like bears are terrible with money because they're literally fucking bears. Why didn't you hire an accountant? All of them are awful in life, except for the
Yeah.
one who becomes a therapist. But the rest,
No, he's not a good
no,
therapist.
he's
He's
still
an
a
awful
horrible
but he's getting
therapist.
therapist bank.
He's not rich.
I'm sure
How do we know?
you're
I mean,
right.
we don't know.
Just
That
think
doesn't seem like he's doing so.
All he
But what I'm
seems to
saying-
do is
Cry.
bring a married couple in, then cry, and they go, "Oh, we're not that bad,"
Well,
and then
all
they
I-
go and divorce anyway.
All I could think, because the reason they're 20,000 in the hole is that he's 6 years behind on the mortgage
Yeah.
on the
Okay,
place, right? And all I could think was, how the fuck are you only $20,000 in the hole on a place like that? That thing was huge.
Okay,
that
a
was
30-year mortgage
a 30-year mortgage. Yeah,
and
but
you're
how much do
6
you
years
think? What do you
behind.
think the net worth on that was, though?
divided by.
Divide that by
What is
12 months in a
12?
year.
Yeah, what is 12 times 6?
72.
Thank you. Okay, so
That would assume you're paying
$277.
$277 a month. That's bullshit.
Oh, here's
That's
a fun
wrong.
one.
$277 times 30 times fucking 30 years. There's
Well,
no
okay,
way.
I will
12
give the film
times
credit.
30
What
times?
better person to terrorize a bunch of anthropomorphic bears
That
than
doesn't
Christopher
sound
Walken?
right.
It's true.
Christopher Walken is amazing in this movie.
Like, I would
will
not
say.
want anyone else to not terrorize a bunch of anthropomorphic bears than
Than
Christopher Walken.
I have a deep love for Christopher Walken in general because I feel like he did a bunch of very serious like acting chops
Yeah.
movies in like the 80s and 90s, and then I feel like as soon as the 2000s hit, he went, I'm just gonna do dumb shit I think is funny.
I'm gonna
And
play the dad in
isn't-
Hairspray, and I'm gonna fuck John Travolta in a fat suit.
See?
You can't tell me they didn't fuck. They had
You can't tell me
chemistry.
that yeah. Well, in this, he's the plot twist of this is that how the Country Bears got their start was at a talent show by beating a dude who could
fart the 18
armpit fart. Yeah,
The 1812 Overture,
exactly.
which
Who-
is fucking dope. I'm sorry, it's cooler than fucking Talking Bears. I'm
I
sorry.
gotta disagree.
What?
A literal talking fucking bear armpit sounds.
no. If,
Yeah.
if Talking Bears have been a thing
It's true,
in
they were kind of the
society,
I guess that's
then
true.
them singing was meh compared
Okay.
to a dude who could fucking fart the 1812 Overture
But
in his
what would I
armpit.
buy a
That's like
record of?
See, that's like saying.
What would I buy a record of and
That's-
listen to it on repeat?
I was gonna
Isn't
say,
he just-
that's like saying Willie Nelson isn't as good as a fucking dude who can armpit.
Exactly.
Like, give me Willie Nelson. Also,
But it's
Willie
a high
Nelson
school
was in that
fucking
movie.
So it was Elton John.
Willie Nelson, Elton John,
Queen
Queen Latifah.
Jesse Harnell is one of the dudes in the bar.
Yeah.
Brian Setzer. So he was actually the for the Honey Bar. He was actually like the rival for the fiddle match.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second.
Oh yeah, it sucks.
No. We're gonna talk about honey in a second because
Hey, you got Honey Blonde.
yeah, you got some beer.
I did get honey blonde beer. I'm gonna.
Way to fucking
Way to
plug
stay
that
on
beer.
point.
What were we even talking about before we transition to the honey things?
We were just talking about like all just like the
Armpit
famous
Fox.
people in it.
Christopher Walken. He's just so much fun because he just does stuff because it's fun. Like from then on, most of the roles he took were like him being a goof and just embracing that he's a goof, and he became a meme, and I love it.
I will say on that point, like, so then we get to the main conflict, and then Barry shows up, and he's like, let's reunite the band, have a concert to save Country Bear Hall. And here's one, so literally, I just realized, it's like, wait, Barry only has 2 characteristics. 1, he really likes music.
The main
2,
character.
he's a fucking bear! That's it!
Literally it. Also, I didn't know until,
He's also just walking exposition. Every time they meet another band member, he goes, hey, you're Ted Betterhead.
And
like,
then he doesn't speak
totally
for
does.
6 minutes.
He doesn't talk.
And the whole like crux of it is at the beginning. It's his dad, I think, that says, we're all destined for a higher power, son. And I was like, that's weirdly Christian. I don't like that. No offense.
Are you gonna tell me a family of bears ain't Christian? Isn't that the most Disney thing in the world?
That's literally the
I would say
Berenstain
more
Bears.
I was gonna
That's
go more
what
with
happens.
the South.
Well, yeah.
but-
So I was gonna bring that up later.
I was gonna go
Is
more
the
with that being a South.
Berenstain Bears and Country Bears the same cinematic universe?
A lot of
I don't want
crossover.
to find out. No,
I want a crossover.
No, thank you. But I don't know. Like having that higher power. So his higher power is just to expo dump until the band gets back together and saves their fucking shack out in the middle of nowhere.
They save it. Great news.
They do save it. Spoiler alert, they save it. But honey, so what's funny about this is all I could think when I was thinking about getting the band back together, and they have like this running gag of like a documentary series that periodically comes through that talks about the history of the bears. I was like, where's the drug addict? Because there's always a drug addict in these bears. So, or in these documentaries, there's always like the one who did the drugs a little too much. And for this one, it's Zep or Zip, something like that. What's his name?
Zip. It was Zip.
Was it? I
Zip
it was
the
Zep.
Fiddleman. Zep.
I think it's Zep.
Zep the Fiddleman.
They're like, well, where do we go to find Zep? Turns out Zep's hanging out in Nutville.
As soon as I saw that, I immediately in my head wanted to deep fry the image and just go Nutville.
Exactly.
That's
Zeb. It's Zeb Zuber.
Zeb Zuber. Yeah, he's chilling with that, and fucking they're at a bar that serves honey as drinks, and he's a drunk, but it's honey. And
I could see that as a hipster thing of alcohol, a honey bar. I could definitely see that.
I would.
In our modern day.
I would go.
I would get addicted. Wait
I wouldn't
a
get
minute.
addicted. I'm just saying I'd give it a shot.
Alcoholic honey. We just made mead. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was gonna say we had.
Is that what that is? Is that place just a meadery? You think?
Could be.
Does Queen Latifah secretly run a meadery in Nutville?
That was real. That actually is a real life bar. There is a Nutville. Queen Elizabeth just hangs out there when she wants.
It was a secret till that movie came out. But yeah, and what's funny is I get it because it's a kids movie. It's a kids movie. But what's funny is like they literally go, "Hey man, just put down the honey, get back in the band," and he just went, "Oh yeah, okay, sure, why not? I'll just drop my years of alcoholism."
My years of
Honeyism?
addiction.
Yeah, honeyism. Basically kid version of alcoholism.
Man, I see. Here's the thing. Also, so then so he's in debt. He's in the whole 500 to Queen Latifah. Barry goes, "Hey, if he performs on your stage, will you let him get out of here?" And she's like, "Yeah, that sounds okay."
Well, he has
as long
to
as
beat the other bird.
I know. Yeah, then all is forgiven. What an amazing world.
Practice.
What an amazing.
Where Queen Latifah was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Man, I would have gotten so much better at saxophone and brought it with me. Everyone's
Right?
like, and then just walk up to it just at a McDonald's. It's like, I'd like to order this Big Mac, but if I can beat you in a saxophone challenge, I get the Big Mac for free. They'll be like, Sir, I don't have a saxophone. And then I just play one note. I win and take the sandwich.
Walk into a car dealership.
I'm living for the.
Gonna play for this car.
Yo, dude, I'm living for the video game, for the action RPG, where one of the mechanics is with every dialogue option, there's either pay for your thing or, like, for us it's trombones. It's like trombone battle, and you can always hit trombone battle. And whoever, no matter who it is,
There's a mini game, yeah.
no matter who it is, it could be a 5-year-old or it could be like some
The
wise
king
leader or a
of-
dragon that you bought something from. They just whip out a trombone and they're ready, and you can earn different instruments from people.
Give it a 6 out of 10.
You give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a great concept, but I'm already gonna tell you now. It's like one of those fun indie RPGs. It's like, yeah, what a fun concept. But I'll tell you, and it's a 30-hour long game. I can't even get through 5 hours.
No.
It's one of those.
No, Magic Guitar Hero. Like that's how you play it.
Yeah.
But it's an RPG. Like you have the art, like really awesome, like a really well thought out, really good story. But all your fights are like a Guitar Hero battle. Like when you fight you remember Guitar Hero 3 when you went against Satan at the end?
I feel like
Imagine
if that's
that.
the point, I would rather. I mean, like,
I'd rather
don't focus
just,
on the
like-
story. Just focus on the gameplay.
Yeah.
That's where the key is. It's great to have like some fun stories, like fun one-liners, but focus on the,
I didn't realize I was talking to a game designer. Let me dream, Barry.
Are you surprised?
I'll just,
No, you just played a lot of RPGs and researched a lot of RPGs.
and also played Guitar Hero just nonstop for years as a kid because I didn't have internet, so I couldn't play Call of Duty with friends.
No, same. I didn't get internet till 14, 13.
And now if I don't have internet, I'll kill myself.
Right? Well, I feel like that's it for everybody.
Everything
nowadays, you know? Anybody under the age of like 55, if internet doesn't exist, you're fucked.
50.
50? I'd give 55. My dad would get fucked without internet. He's 56. He is? Is he 50? So I'm so sorry, Dad, if you listen to this and I just said your age
I
wrong.
think our parents listen to this.
Fuck no.
Fuck my parents, but no, I love you.
When I told my parents I was doing a podcast, they said, cool, but you're also like looking for other job stuff, right? And I was like, of course.
Oops.
You should probably call your dad. Not now. Wait. Yes. Please call your
No.
dad right
Hey,
now.
Dad, what do you think about the
Fucking
film?
10
The
o'clock.
Just
No
have him on
balls, you
speaker?
won't call your dad right now.
Ethan's dad, what do you think about the
Country Bears? Do you think Dex is really the main character? Because I do.
Do you think that the Zeb fiddle-off was rigged? Seriously, that band whooped his ass. He couldn't even tune his goddamn
No,
fiddle.
I feel like he came out swinging towards the end. I don't know if it was enough to win.
It
but
was not enough to win. You don't just shit the bed the whole time and then just right at the end
He
like,
didn't
oh, I
shit the
got
bed the
last
whole
thing.
time.
You got the singing vibe, but yeah, just like the first few times you tried to play the fiddle.
That's true.
And then
That's
you just
true.
won in like the last like final segment. It's like, you win! Bullshit. I call bullshit. The
Isn't
band
it
was
basically
consistent the
just-
whole time.
Isn't that basically just Devil Went Down to Georgia? Isn't that the whole scene?
Basically.
Yeah, except I will argue that the arrangement for Johnny is more difficult than the arrangement for the devil. So it actually is like when you look at, this is a fucking music nerd moment, but like when you look at the music, Johnny does play crazier shit than Satan does.
Oh, no, hold on. In this reality, Satan is a bear.
Why isn't Johnny a bear?
They're both
Wait,
bears. They're both
I almost said something fucked up. Like, what kind of bear would Satan be?
grizzly.
I thought you were gonna say something else. I was like, "Oh,
He's
careful."
a red panda. Duh.
Satan's a red panda.
Yeah, he's
They're
already
pandas
red.
aren't even
A tiny
bears.
fucking
They're
red
not
You
panda.
hate fucking.
I hate normal pandas. Red
Who
pandas
to
are
say-
fine.
Who to say Satan's big?
Satan, typically. Why would he not?
Where's your proof?
He's supposed to be like fucking. Not God. I guess it depends on your interpretation. He's supposed to be God of the underworld or whatever. Isn't he?
Okay, here's the thing I also wanted to ask you boys. So, so we're talking about bear stuff.
We've been
Bears
doing that
being,
this whole time.
bears being people in this world.
Yeah, it's weird.
If I fuck an anthropomorphic bear, is that bestiality?
what-
if I start
look,
dating a bear?
Let me take that a step further. If that bear goes and finds a bear in the woods and fucks it, is that wrong?
Is that bear arrested because it's
A non-sentient bear, because it's fucking an animal, but that's
Well,
also
so-
an animal.
Well,
Is
are
that
there,
wrong?
Are there non-sentient bears?
Yes, totally.
How do you know?
I know there isn't. Like they found Barry B. fucking what's his dick in the woods.
Barry Barrington. You stop confusing with Barry B. Benson.
Shut up. Well, they found him in the woods, which is either it's one of two things. Then either this is a much darker movie initially than I had thought, or
I would prefer to think that.
because if it's a much darker movie, that means that two sentient bear parents didn't get an abortion like a civilized fucking couple
They're
should.
bears.
They're no.
You fucking use
In
a
this
stick.
world, you do not get a pass if you're a sentient bear, right? Either they didn't get an abortion, and they just left him in the middle of the woods, and a forest ranger found him, or two non-sentient bears
Fuck,
had
and
a
sentient
sentient
child?
bear child. What
Yeah.
if bear went fucking?
Well, no,
lights
it's
of his
just-
eyes came out. What?
well,
No, I want to
mostly
know.
just-
Let me see
yeah,
that twinkle, baby.
The same way, I guess, like, the most fucked up two sentient bears can do is just drop him in the forest like a dog. and
That's
then
what I'm
drive off.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what they did. Either that's what happened, or two non-sentient bears had a kid, and it happened to be a
or
sentient
they
bear.
died.
Is it just like when? Is it when?
Died where? How? Bear attack in the woods?
Getting shot by hunters?
That's worse.
Because I would prefer that movie over this, where Barry
What, just
B.
where his parents get Bambied?
It's just Bambi, but he's
Yeah.
a bear.
No, but then he finds out that his parents were killed by hunters,
It's
so
just
he goes
Brother
on a
Bear, but
He just goes
but
on a
they do
revenge
mute-
streak to try and kill the hunters.
You know,
More
hot
int-
take. Hot take. This is just Brother Bear in modern times.
Wow, what a bold statement. Oh, so one thing I want to talk about.
Please.
I love how they could afford 2 musical scenes. It seems like they were trying to make it a musical, but they could only afford 2 musical scenes.
On that note, I would like to dive into the first one because I have huge issues with the first one.
Which
the first
one
one
is the
happens.
first one?
First one happens when they pick up the first brother, the first Netterhead.
Ted
They
Netterhead.
pick up Ted Netterhead, who plays the bass, and he plays the harmonica.
He's better at giving head than anyone else.
Exactly. After the band broke
that would
up,
hurt like fuck.
getting head from a bear.
Yeah.
I bet he'd be gentle.
Bitch, you green eggs and Hammond, head from a sentient bear right now.
The question is,
What the fuck did I just say?
do you think bears can curl? I don't know. I'm not even.
Well,
gonna
no.
go there.
You started that.
They can curl their lips. We saw the way they were singing. They could curl their lips, so they could get around
What
that.
that tongue do though?
What that big bear tongue do?
Anyway,
Brings it
Get a
Ned-
rim job from a bear.
anyway, is it Ned or Ted? What was it?
It was Ted.
It's Ted Betterhead.
Okay, Ted
Yeah.
Betterhead. After the band broke up, he becomes security for a stage
Oh,
that does
yeah,
music
with
videos.
Trixie.
Soundstage
right?
that does music
not
videos.
with Trixie. With what's her face?
Crystal.
Crystal. Who
Whatever,
is a- who-
2002 artist, Crystal.
Right, nondescript pop star, right? Basically is all I could
Yeah.
think when I saw that, because I had no idea who she was. But she sees him and she's like,
She
just doesn't recognize him because it's like, whatever.
And then he drops his harmonica. He's, oh no, I dropped my Magnum
My
harmonica
harmonica.
for my monster career.
Yeah. And he goes, oh, and she goes, oh, did you play? Yeah, I used to be in the Country Bears. You're that Ted Netterhead?
What other one
There's
is there?
another one?
Is
she
Ted
goes-
Netterhead the
but-
John
right,
Smith
right.
of Bearland?
Right? But the point I'm getting at is then she goes, oh, will you play with us? And he does, and he fucking kills it because he was a fucking superstar.
And
But
it
they
just
do a whole like
transitions.
music video, like 4-minute segment of a music video.
If I was the director, I'd be pissed. Who the fuck is this guy?
What
Who the
pisses
fuck is
me
the
off
bear
is at
on
the
set?
very end, he tries to stage dive because he's just in the zone.
Yeah.
Which there's no one there, obviously, and he hurts himself.
Stage dive.
Yeah, exactly. And then they go, oh, sorry, hope you're okay. We need to go get ready for the shoot. Like, what do you mean get ready for the shoot? You just did a whole
fuck
fucking
was that?
montage. You walked through every part of the set. That wasn't the shoot?
So
What
like
do
to
you mean
imagine
that
that's
wasn't the
personal.
shoot?
At the end, the producer just goes, "You're not getting paid for that. I'm not paying you."
I'm not paying you for that. Get on.
I'm not
Get
paying
back,
you. Get
back
off
to
my stage.
one. I wasn't here. Fuck off.
Back to
Yeah,
one.
it was fucking stupid. I don't know. Like, that was my issue with it. I was like, just make that the music video. I don't know why you had to, like, do that to... Anyway. That was my problem with that one. I have a problem with the second... Are we all
The
good
diner
with,
scene. Let's talk
Are
about
we
the
good with
diner.
transitioning into the diner
Yeah.
scene? This is after
the
we picked
waitress
up...
that has the hots for the Country Bears.
Well, what's the guy that they pick up and go to the diner with?
Well, they're going to.
It starts with an S. I want to say Samson, but I know that's
We
wrong.
can call him Samson. Dude, no one's
Samson
gonna
the
watch
bear.
this movie.
Who's
We
gonna
can call
actually
him
fucking
Samson.
watch? If you watch the Country Bears after listening to this,
I actually
need
recommend
life.
it. No,
actually,
I
I can see my
recommend it.
brother doing it.
I think you should watch. I think you
I
should.
can see him dropping acid. To
I
this.
think you should, if you're like that.
My brother
drop
Mr.
some acid.
Slamboni? Is that it?
No,
Mr. Slamboni.
Yeah, Jess Harnell is in it.
could be. But while they're looking up the talent, I would say, if you're crazy, go for the acid. But honestly, take a couple hits from a joint and fucking ride the wave. To be honest, and even like show it to kids. Like if you have kids.
I bet
God
kids
forbid.
would love this.
Kids would love this movie. That's what I'm getting at. That's a weird praise I'm giving this movie. Like, there's a lot of issues, but...
Tennessee. His name was Tennessee O'Neill.
You're right. So Tennessee is the guy
Who's
who
in
got
love with Trixie.
got his heart broken, and he becomes a therapist after that, and is fucking terrible at it. So they grab him, and they go to a diner, and there's an aspiring singer there who breaks it into a music video at the diner.
She
And they have
actually
a
is a
whole-
real singer, by the way.
Could have fooled me.
I mean,
2002, I
she
like
has an album. Like,
I'm glad she has one album. Good for her. No, but I mean, like, good
Don't
More
talk
albums
down to
than you
somebody in a
have.
no-listener podcast.
That's
Don't fucking talk down
That's
to
exactly
someone.
what I was about to get at. That was the point. Thanks, guys, for making sure to knock me down a peg before
Yeah.
I can knock me down a peg.
We're not gonna let
Anyway.
you do it. We're not gonna let you get away with making fun of yourself, you sack of shit.
I love you too. But the point I'm making, like, it's a weird music video because,
Yeah.
like,
the old
it's-
people start getting
there's
into
all this
it.
well, see,
choreography.
it's one thing when they start banging on like pans in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's another thing when they're like hitting on like the tables and shit. It's weird when people are pulling instruments out of fucking nowhere, and people who shouldn't be like
Pulling
yeah,
instruments out of their ass.
three old ladies pull out a saxophone, a trumpet, and I think a trombone, and I'm like, Gertrude, what the fuck?
But then they also just like they start spinning around like the booths. And then that was those are those moments where they're spinning around the booths. That's when like you can easily tell like this is on a sound stage, and then versus now you're actually at the diner location. Like they're very jarring cuts of that, really poorly done.
Well, my issue is there's a guy who has a guitar, and he it was a thing way more in the 2000s and earlier. It's not so much a thing today, but guitarists would have these little things on their fingers that would allow them to twirl the string a lot more. And I don't know why they have so many shots that they cut to. Yeah, the dude's got a fucking salt shaker on his middle finger, and all I can think is, how much does that fucking hurt that when that guy had to shove his finger into that salt shaker just so they could get a cutaway of
Also,
that.
the song is just them keep repeating over there and kick it into gear.
That's all.
That's it.
Well, I blame the Country Bears for that. I don't blame her for it.
The unoriginality of Bears songwriters. Let me fucking tell you.
Well, even at the end,
Bears can't even write a goddamn song.
Even at the on that note, at the end when they do the concert, they do one song, 3 different ways.
Yeah,
that's all that is the same fucking chorus that they just keep singing. Also, are you keeping an eye on when the food is gonna get here?
Yeah, I'm.
We ordered food.
We ordered food.
And
we're fucking hungry.
I know. I haven't eaten since breakfast, and it's currently 7 o'clock at night. It's my fault. I'm sorry. I have a job.
So do we.
I know you both do. I didn't say. I didn't say you didn't. I'm just saying I'm sorry that I worked on it.
And in your defense, I mean, we do have a job that feeds us. That literally, like, like, hey, take this free food. So that is true.
I get free things every now and then, but it's like my day literally consists of eating a giant breakfast, and then I have to basically time out eating protein bars every 2.5 hours so that I don't fucking get a headache and pass out by the time I'm like hit that
Dylan song
11th hour in,
Fuck.
So I want to talk about. I want to come to my most crucial moment for me. Was when they reunited with Trixie. So they go to the
Tennessee
bar.
and Trixie. I kind of hated that scene.
That's true, but I'll tell you when I saw
Trixie.
Trixie. So this is gonna. This is
it
bad for me to admit. No. So hold on. Let me explain this.
Are we about to get?
So recently.
Wait, hold on.
No.
Wait. We're on the furry cam with Barrett McClellan. All right, go ahead.
Well, no. Here's my joke. So here's what it was. So I guess recently, in the past few weeks, quitting porn. It's like you learn about like all the bad things it does to you. So for the past few weeks, been remarkably horny. Or
He's
just
been
like
fucking us nonstop.
Exactly, I have been.
My ass is raw, dude. I've been trying to say it for years.
I mean, after we watch the Two Towers tonight, I'll see you in your room. It's gonna get ready.
Oh, we're not gonna make it through the movie. What do you mean? You're gonna be fucking me, dude. We gotta see that. We're gonna see Gandalf the White for the first time and get white all over my face. I'm not ready.
But anyway,
the Two Towers are just our dicks.
Oh.
Anyway,
God, that one landed.
Yeah, that's it. But so I guess like everything is like it's like you're weaning yourself off. It's like there are just the little moments in your day of like, well, damn. And I think was, and then Trixie comes on stream and there's just hold on, no. Then there's just that
furry cam.
There's that immediate thought in my head of like, yo, why this bear be looking good though? And so it's the like the meme of like go to horny jail. No, I just want to hold up a picture of Trixie, and that's the extreme where it's like, are you going to horny jail? No, dude, you're going to horny death row.
You're going to horny hell.
You're going to horny hell. Like, no, this is me being dragged off. Like, I'm imagining
horny mental institution.
That's what I thought of, like the scene of like me being interviewed by like Christoph Waltz, like the Inglorious Bastard scene. Did you get aroused by an anthropomorphic bear? And it's me sitting at the other side of the table crying. No, I didn't.
On a side note to that, kudos to Jim Henson because they did actually do a really fucking good job with the costumes overall. Like I think they did because it was the Jim Henson team.
Yeah,
right?
it was fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles team.
Yeah.
See, I just want to do like a comparison, like show like the original. Actually, I'd probably say like the suits from like TMNT2 and then Country Bears, and just like make like a fake text like, "What the fuck happened, liberals?
How could you let this happen?
When did this become this?"
But no, that's good. But my issue with I hate Trixie, and I don't hate her as like in any interaction she does. Well, here's why I don't like Trixie and Tennessee. It's toxic as fuck. True. Because Trixie's the one who ran off with some other dude, right? Like, and I'm not saying Trixie's a bitch for that. She kind of is, but I'm not saying...
Did she run off with a human? That's my question.
No, she ran off with a panda. That's what the line is.
No.
She ran off with a panda. I
thought it was a rich
guy they assumed.
It was a rich real estate panda.
They said probably a panda, I thought.
Maybe.
They said probably
wait,
a panda.
there's a fucking...
Point is they make a point to say it's another bear and not a person, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But my issue is she ran away from him, and that's how she broke up with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yet he's the one that comes groveling back to her, and she graciously accepts them being a couple again.
Yep.
I have problems with that.
That's true.
That's a dependency dynamic that I'm not okay with.
If I may say, Tennessee's a cuck. He's a
Tennessee,
fucking beta bitch. He's a beta male.
Dude. He's a fucking simp.
Did money ever change hands? Do we know?
He's a motherfucking libtard beta male.
We bought her shit.
Soy boy cuck.
Yeah, he's such a cuck. But
He's
like,
just crying
I don't
the
know.
whole
That's just
movie.
and I don't know. I'm sure if I Googled it, I could find some old community that was like, "Oh, this is the ideal love story right here," and I'd have problems with that, man, because that's fucking wrong, and that's a kids movie that perpetuates that, and it also has, I mean, it has a bunch of shit that that doesn't age well, like, you know, cops who are just comically terrible.
Who are just comically bad at their jobs, when actually in real life they're bad at their jobs.
Right? Like, hey, we're chasing these people
Let's
through a
get
car
out of the
wash.
fucking car wash.
Let's open the fucking window while it's on and get sucked into the car because that's smart.
That reveal of his hair though was pretty good.
Okay, that was fun. Well, it's in the trailer.
Is it?
Yeah, it was. It was in the
I saw it
trailer.
in the trailer, so I was like, whatever. But I
don't
know that
remember
Dex
it.
fucking burns him though when they show up thinking that Barry was kidnapped by the country bears. Because, you know, he ran away from home.
Yeah.
And they show up at the house, and they're, like, setting up the sting or whatever to try to make a call about a ransom. And they're trying to assure Dex, who knows that he just went to be with the country bears and get them back together, that, no, he's in a terrible place, and we got to get him back. And he's like, the line that actually made me genuinely laugh was when one of them goes, don't worry, competent officers are going to take care of this. And Dex goes, all right, cool, let me know when they get here. And he just walks up the stairs.
Well, and then the cops go, good kid.
Yeah. And they don't, they just goes right over their head.
I really did like that.
Dex is a savage. I like
character.
Dex, man.
I will say, one of my favorite scenes that I legitimately liked was when they call their old manager, and it's him in his office.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I can help, like, you know, promote this concert.
Yeah.
Then it do that, and it's just him, like, sitting in, like a
fucking
like a
IKEA
Staples.
or something like that.
And it's like, sir, you have to leave.
And he's like, oh, you think I need this? You know who I am?
That's our Stapler. Oh, right,
You're right.
that was good, yeah.
Another gag that they did that I genuinely fucking loved was when like I think 3 out of 4 or 3 out of 5 of the country bears are together. They're staying in a hotel and they're watching their TV show.
Yeah.
Like their cartoon version of their TV show, and they watch a gag happen for like almost 2 minutes. They watch the show.
Long.
It's like a minute.
It's like a minute.
It feels like an
maybe.
eternity because it's the fucking country bears.
Well, what I love though is it's like them fighting some sort of alien supervillain, and it's a cartoon. And when it ends, one of them just goes,
That was
bad. And I laughed because it cut right on.
Yeah.
That was bad. And
And
then it
it's
just
a
cuts.
good cut.
And I laughed so hard because that's such a funny stigma that all
Is
like
that
so
why
many.
you were laughing last night?
No, because I didn't actually watch it last night. I watched it this morning.
No.
I got high and watched dumb YouTube videos and ate Jack in the Box. Dude, that Jack in the Box Munchies meal, by the way.
Oh yeah, I had that a few. Actually, we had that while you were gone.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know that.
What are you?
Yeah,
I
you
would
were
have
gone.
preferred. I would have preferred not to know. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. But which
I
one
got
did
a
you?
cold
Wait, which
burger.
one did you guys do?
Oh, I didn't get
'Cause there's
the
like
munchies
5
bar.
different
I did the
burgers.
sriracha one. Don't get the sriracha burger. It sucked. They
I've
didn't
tried
put any
2.
sriracha on it.
I've tried 2. I tried the tater tot one.
I like that one.
That one fucking slaps.
Oh yeah.
I also tried the nacho cheese one. Oh my god, they just kill it with jalapenos. Like it's not fun. It's not like.
I tried the grilled cheese one, but it's too small.
Well, I do spicy well. Like I can say that all 3 of us do spicy pretty well.
Yeah.
They had so many jalapenos that I couldn't even taste the burger, dude. It was just like the weird peppery taste of the jalapeno, and then just the spiciness of said jalapeno. And I'm like starting to drool thinking about it because I really want the fucking food that we ordered. But
it's by my work. It's by my work.
Okay, it'll be.
It's on
Do
its
you have
way.
your mask?
When
No.
we cut,
Okay.
when we cut, you can go right. No, don't do it now.
I'm gonna get my mask so we can be prepared for food.
Yeah, but it's now the sound thing is gonna hear.
Oh no, it's not like they've heard worse.
No, it's hearing you walk around is all I'm saying. Whatever.
That gives that actually gives atmosphere. That gives us a sense of environment. You know,
I'm
set
deciding where
building.
I'm gonna cut you like
Story-
mid-word. That's what I'm gonna do.
You're really gonna
Anyway.
fucking be that way. You're gonna cut me like Trixie cut Tennessee.
Yeah,
You're gonna betray
fuck
me.
Trixie. Fuck
Ryder-
Trixie. Oh. Okay, we're gonna talk about this more when Ethan gets back. But I want to talk about when they go get the singer. They go get Ned,
Fred.
Fred, whatever.
Fred.
The lead singer. When they
Yeah.
go to get him, they just fucking kidnap him.
Yeah.
Like it's a misunderstanding that people think that Barry was kidnapped.
But Fred legitimately
They
was.
straight up abduct
Well,
Fred.
and he's fine with it. So that means that if you get Stockholm Syndrome, it's fine.
Yeah, but had he not been fine with it, that would have been a very different turn on that movie.
I just like how none of the bears, because they're fucking bears, didn't spend any of their money properly through,
Yeah, none of them knew how to say. Well, I mean, it's a classic like
because they're
rockers.
bears.
It's a classic rocker syndrome thing, right? Like for instance, Motley Crue, the bass player, he is on the radio in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because he can't pay his bills otherwise. Don't get me wrong, he loves doing it and he seems clearly happy as an individual given the circumstances. But part of it is that he ran out of money. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't spend it properly. Don't get me wrong. Nikki Sixx, never gonna fucking listen to this, but I like Nikki Sixx a lot. He's a cool dude. But, that's why he does radio. Is because he needs the money.
Okay, I'll be back.
Even though, he's in Motley Crue. Alright, we're probably gonna cut here somewhere, so I'm just gonna ramble while we're doing this.
I think like if we have, quality content.
I mean, I'm gonna listen back to it. I don't know if quality is gonna be the word. There's squeaky doors in the background. I can hear the outside from here, Barrett. I don't like the outside.
No, see, but then we use that diegetic sound. We use that. We run with it like, oh, geez, now we're on a night
just so we're
hike.
clear, anyone who just listened to just heard you say diegetic doesn't know what that means.
That's true. Well, just think of like this is like background, like now it's like a radio play. Golly gee, now we're camping. Now we're gathered around a fire. Now you would add in the fire effect.
Fire, all right.
And now we're gonna have gay cowboy sex, as seen in the hit film Brokeback Mountain.
All right, get that shirt.
All right.
off.
Oh man, this is really happening.
Get that shirt.
Okay, you're actually touching me now.
Here
Okay,
we go.
okay.
Oh no, a bear! A bear's coming up.
Oh wait, it's a country bear.
Wait, it's wearing clothes. It's wearing clothes.
I'm chubby, but I'm quick.
Oh, he's got a gun.
Oh dear. Oh dear. All right.
Big Al.
Time to go. Nope, time to go. I ain't fucking with Big Al. Fuck Big Al.
You're climbing. No, you just.
I used to love you. You were better than this.
You're in a forest in the middle of the night. You're
Hey,
lost.
sissy, these bullets down. You're still a fucking bear. You can't see.
Oh, you're really going with this.
Why wouldn't I? You wanted to do the bit.
It's true.
And
you
now we're
just-
getting shot by a country bear.
Just imagine that though. Just in the middle of the night, you're walking around. There's nobody around. And then all of a sudden you see.
time out. Bit over.
Big
All right.
Al.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Just all of a sudden you freaking see. You see Big Al.
Wait, hold on.
She emerges.
Thank you so much. No problem. Take care. Yeah, you too.
Yeah. You have a good night. I
The
hope
bags are stretched to like.
I'm gonna stretch something here in a minute.
You're funny,
Spoiler
Bo.
alert! It's my own anal cavity. What?
Wow. What are you fucking doing?
I said funny,
You
Bo.
mi- What I do in the privacy of my own room remains on this podcast and nowhere else.
I'm just saying. So now going back to the line with
Sorry,
Big
I don't know
Al.
how. I have no idea how
It's
much
true.
of this we're gonna fucking keep. But no, wait. I want to catch all this on clear audio. So like, say it again.
Going back to Big Al, just imagine that you're lost in the forest one night, and like you just see in the shadows, you see Big Al, and you remember that line in your head. I'm chubby, but I'm quick. No matter how far you run, he will get you. Big Al
And you
will
just
get
hear
you.
the Dragon Ball Z fucking instant transmission noise as you're trying to run away.
And he strikes you with one paw and then goes, "You are already dead." And
Or
your
he just
head
grabs you.
explodes.
He just grabs you and he goes, "You're touching my grass."
I think I know. Of course. Then they defeat Christopher Walken. They get the band back together.
I didn't say it earlier, I don't think, but Christopher Walken turns out to be
Yeah, no, we did.
the
Yeah.
armpit guy.
Yeah.
Okay, we did.
Yeah.
I just
we
don't
did.
realize if we actually made the connection that
We
that
did.
kid grows up to be that.
See, one of my favorite captions, though, I just want to take a screenshot of just Christopher Walken holding the bear at gunpoint. I love that. I love him holding the bears at gunpoint.
it takes a fucking wild turn out of nowhere because
Yeah.
Christopher Walken disappears for like 25, 30 minutes
Yeah.
out of the movie. And they take the bus over to Barry's house because he ran back home to
Yeah.
be like, oh, I do have a family and they love me even though I'm adopted.
Which
they're
is
still
just,
my
I don't know
family."
if you noticed, it's the same shot, just from different
Oh,
angles.
he sprints all the way home, by the way. They just
no.
they just put that in the movie,
But,
and
like,
he just runs
There's a
all
shot
the
of
way
him
home.
running down the country street outside
Yeah.
Country Bear
And it's
Hall,
the same
and it
one,
just cuts
yeah.
to a different angle of him doing
See,
the
I
same
like to imagine
thing.
they just all circled around like the same, 20-mile radius of where that was the whole movie.
I bet
Exactly.
it's somewhere
I mean,
here
all-
in L.A.
It's interesting. Exactly. Well, yeah,
It
it's
probably is.
all of,
well,
like-
I don't. That kind of look like the. I guess you can look like the South and not be the South.
it's just kind of interesting with how close
Yeah, all you need is a
Country
MAGA
Bear
hat.
Hall was.
Oh no! Did you hear what he said?
No.
All right, let's run it back. You can look like the South and not be the South.
All you need is a MAGA hat.
Build that wall. Because I want to hear Big Al just chanting, "Build that wall, Big Al, you're fired."
What do you mean? Free
don't know.
speech.
I feel like Big Al would be like the low-key liberal of the
That's
group.
true.
Like he'd be the one, like he's because he just tends to his thing the whole time, and then when they're all like, when all of the other bears are saying, maybe not.
I think Zeb.
I think Ned or Ned.
It was
The
Ted
singer.
and Fred.
Ted, the singer, because Ted's in Hollywood.
Fred the singer. Ted is the harmonica.
Ted lives with Elton John. I feel like Ted's got to be pretty fucking forward thinking.
No, Fred is the singer. That's what I'm
Which
telling
one's
you.
the singer?
Fred?
Fred lives with Elton John, so I feel like
Yeah.
he's the forward thinking one. Mm-hmm. Because he lives with a
Okay, who's
really
who's
gay
the-
liberal British man.
Who is the hardcore
MAGA.
MAGA one?
Republican?
Zeb.
MAGA.
Probably Zeb.
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 Yeah, the one who's in the backwater city, who's a drunk at the fucking thing.
Yeah, and
totally him.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you, kid,
blamed-
Barry, listen to me. Everything that happened to me, it's all the Mexicans' fault. Okay, Zeb, we actually don't want you back in the band.
Yeah. The Mexicans broke up the country bears.
We need to build that wall,
We need to
Barry.
build that wall. We gotta get them Chinese pandas out of this country, Barry.
They gotta go, you know.
okay, going back to the movie.
I don't know. I feel like we've been pretty on point the last.
Can we talk about how they just like accept Barry Barrington into the band and he plays a fucking solo and none of the people in the crowd are like, who's this fucking fourth grader playing a guitar solo?
I mean, I've never
have
once
you ever-
questioned a band. If somebody's on
me
stage,
neither.
a band, and they just start playing, I just assume they're
Have
playing.
you ever
Okay,
been to a
if-
concert where something like that happened?
okay,
'Cause I have,
if
and
you
it's
were
interesting.
watching, I don't know, Green Day or
Do you not like? Are you hating on?
I'm
Green
saying,
Day?
what an old band.
Hey, fuck you.
well, okay, what rapper is gonna have an entire band on the fucking thing? It's a bunch of girls and
You'd be surprised how many.
I'd
nowadays
probably say
are-
Riley Ritchie because a lot of his stuff is
Big band.
fucking know who that
Yeah,
is.
I will say Big Band is working its way back
Okay,
into the main.
so they
thank
claim-
you. Side note, thank you, Bruno Mars. Anyway,
okay,
sorry.
they claim like the Country Bears was the greatest act in history, right?
greatest country act, let me
one
tell you.
of yeah.
Okay, so if I
Lot
don't
of
know,
accolades.
let's say the Beatles were on stage,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a fucking fourth grader up there with them about to sing a guitar solo.
All I can think is the beat. Oh, that guy must be fucking
That's true, yeah.
legit. If the Beatles are like, yeah, let's let him play a solo.
Yeah.
that guy must be a fucking monster.
Still fucking weird.
I
Like,
actually-
fourth
yeah, I
grade.
do
But I've
agree
seen
with that.
some shit like that before. Not like that specifically, but like I saw an event when I saw Metallica with Avenged Sevenfold when I was in
And there was a fourth grader on stage.
not a
There
fourth
was
grader.
a fourth grader like in a full backpack around. Mom,
Not a fourth grader, but there was a. What they did is they were like there was
Is this
a song.
detention?
I don't remember what song it was, but they were like, "Does anyone think they could sing it as well as I can?" Is basically what they did during the thing. And there was a guy up front who was like, I don't know, maybe he looked like he was maybe 17. He was like, I can fucking
But that's
nail
a
it.
17-year-old.
But they pulled him on stage and
That's
he
not
sung
a fucking
the whole song.
8-year-old.
how'd he do?
He actually fucking killed it.
That's
I'm not
good.
gonna lie. Like he put the
Good
money
for
where his
him.
mouth
See,
was.
I was
Good for
glad
him.
because otherwise, if he did it
he did it in front of fucking.
True.
We were at Mile High Stadium,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
was
so-
sold out.
Yeah.
He did that in front of I think like 30,000 people. This 17-year-old got on stage
'Cause
and just
I-
killed it.
I would
And
have
he
loved
went
if he
home and jacked
didn't,
off real
and then
hard.
I would.
see, I would have just.
I jack off looking in the mirror because you're looking in the mirror of a winner, right? Like when you get a night like that, dude, you went to see a concert and you got to perform successfully out of nowhere for 30,000 people cheering you on. Yeah, I'm looking in the
I'm
mirror.
telling
like,
you,
I
there's
feel
a
like it
one
would
there.
have. I'll
Who's
tell
like,
you
I want
what.
that
I
kid.
feel like it would have been a better story if he was bad at it, and then the rest of it is you telling us how the entire crowd bum rushed the stage to kick the shit out of this guy
Do you think there's ever been a riot at a Country Bears
out of Country Bear
concert?
Jamboree.
Oh yeah, totally. Why is that a question? It's a country fucking thing, dude. And it's not like the new age pop country. It's like the old country. And it's not like the night. I don't know. I guess it depends. No, Willie Nelson thought they were great.
Yeah.
Willie Nelson is nice country, so I mean. And I don't mean nice country in the definition of the songs being nice. I mean like the person behind it being nice
Yeah.
is what I'm saying.
That's true. I think
Because there's like in all
it's-
genres there's like metal where the
Yeah.
people are great individuals. The songs they make are just super
Hardcore.
heavy.
well, yeah, I mean, it started in like Northern Europe, and they're all sweethearts.
They're great people.
Norway? Oh, what lovely people.
Rammstein donates like 60 like a ridiculous portion. I don't know the actual number. They donate a ridiculous portion of their profits to really good organizations. Like anyway, sorry. Like love for those people.
What is
Where you at, Drake? Stop
Stop grooming.
stop creeping
Stop
on younger
grooming.
lady.
What is the bear equivalent of my wife left me and the trucks won't start.
Oh, I got this.
My dog's
Oh,
dead.
do you got it? Let's see. Wait a minute.
My wife left me and the salmon's run dry. She's hibernating with someone else tonight.
Why do you look fucking traumatized?
What's that cartoon bear's name? Yogi.
Smokey the Bear?
Yogi
Dude,
Bear?
Is Yogi and
Boo Boo?
Boo Boo in the same universe as
The bear universe.
And that puts a whole new spin on it though, because is that
The BCU?
does that mean that Yogi and Boo Boo are just fucking homeless people who are in a park just stealing people's shit? And it's just the park ranger trying to get a homeless person
Get
to
out
fucking
of here! Get
fuck
the
off.
fuck out! I mean, that is true. Like, he doesn't tell any of the other forest creatures to fuck off.
No,
it's
it's just-
specifically the bear with the bow tie and the bear with the hat. He's telling to fuck off.
Yes,
So yeah,
it is
just two
canon.
homeless
This
people.
is now canon.
That's
Yogi,
why.
you don't get out of here. I'm gonna get the hose. Oh, don't get to the hose.
I will call the police. You will be in the jail cell tonight again, Yogi. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put you in detox again,
Just the
Yogi.
middle of Central Park.
Yogi, put the fifth of vodka down. You don't need it.
Hey, Boo Boo, we threaten these campers. We can go to jail. 3 square meals a day.
Hey, Boo Boo, those hunters look like we could steal a gun.
Hey, Boo Boo.
Smokey the Bear's backstory.
Smokey the Bear's backstory. Yeah, I knew the fucking country bears. I used to get in hard with them. Heroin, DMT, you name it, we did it. That's
Actually,
why
you
I
know-
turned my life around and I started saving.
You want to know what's the
I
worst?
started saving
smoke?
the herb instead of burning the herb.
You know
my
what? See, I
boy.
think it would be great. Actually, I'm imagining.
I was trying to figure out how to get there and I couldn't. So I'm glad
Okay,
you
I'll
did.
bridge it for you. I'm happy.
See, now I actually envision more of Yogi Bear as like, if it was him in like 2002, but like, you know, he still like had the cartoon in the 60s and 70s, but I think the difference is like, you know, it's actually like, that was like a role, so he's actually a very elderly, like flamboyant actor, you know, like sitting in the silk robe, like for the interview, like, oh, I had a great time.
I had a great time. The
I
country
love
bears
the
are
Country
sweet.
Bears. What a great
Sweet, sweet
bunch of
people.
guys.
So Yogi Bear, the Berenstein Bears, and the Country
Country
Bears
Bears,
are all
all
one
same
part of
universe.
cinematic universe.
Yes.
Is the Berenstein Bears the segregated version, like history?
Okay, thank you.
this
Thank you for
universe?
clarifying that. Careful
No,
with the
yeah.
word seg. This is
No,
weird.
like-
We're in a touchy time to use the word segregated right now.
Are the Berenstein Bears the history of this universe?
I
what
don't
it
know. Let me
became.
tell you something. I read through some Berenstein Bears. It's very pro-bear propaganda. I didn't see one human. It's just all bears. I'm just saying.
Oh shit!
Seems like
Wait,
ethnic
if we're talking
cleansing.
on if we're talking
Seems-
on reading it though, does that mean Goldilocks and the Three Bears are also?
Do you think that's offensive literature to them? It's like,
that
we are
pedo-
not savages. Like they've had like, you
Is that
know,
pedophilia?
peaceful protests. I'm like, ban that book.
Bearophilia?
Goldilocks and the Three Bears is just a home invasion book.
Yeah, she invaded that family's home.
She broke in and took their shit.
And then, obviously, the father was, you know...
Was
stand
rightfully
your,
pissed.
Stand your ground,
Ground.
laws, and he shot her. MAGA episode. Country Bears. Build that wall. Country Bears.
On that note, I feel that. I'm sorry.
I
You
say,
want
in the winding down, I'd like to do a little fun history.
Okay, please.
So with the original ride at Disneyland, the Country Bear Jamboree, you know, it was later replaced with Winnie the Pooh and the 100-Acre Woods.
Oh,
and so it's a cart ride, and so you, like, you know, you go on this cart, you know, down this track to, like, different rooms with, like, Winnie the Pooh animatronics. And so last time I went when I was 17, my mom, she, like, read on a travel blog that they said, like, oh, hey, like, if you look up in one of these rooms, you'll see the final tribute to the Country Bears.
Really?
One of the things. And so we look up, and their heads are mounted to the wall like trophies in blackness. It is terrifying to look up and see a bunch of bear heads on a wall in between Winnie the Pooh segments.
That sounds all. That
We
sounds
all
like,
yelled, like,
that
it
sounds
was
like some
terrible.
nightmare.
Yeah, seriously, you'll
fuel.
look up in the blackness and see these cartoon animatronic bears just
There's their
heads on a wall. That's it. That's the tribute to the Country
That doesn't
Bears.
sound like a tribute. That sounds like
That
we
sounds
like
killed and mounted
the end
fucking
to the Country Bears.
Wait, so the Country Bears are a bunch of animatronic. Dude, is Country Bears the prequel to Five Nights at Freddy's? The
No.
ride?
Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's is now part of the BCU.
Yes!
How though? They weren't actual bears. They were robots.
But no, the Country Bears ride was robots, wasn't it? That's what
It's
I'm
I mean, yeah, they
thinking.
were
animatronics.
animatronics.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Country Bears ride is the prequel for Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You know what? Fuck you. I can make whatever vertical leaps I want to.
There
All
is
right.
there is a Winnie the Pooh reference buried in the captions on Disney Plus of the Country Bears.
I didn't watch it with captions on.
There, at some point, I think it's when they're in like the cage. Mm-hmm. Somebody goes, "Oh, poo," as to like dismiss, and it's POOH.
Oh,
hey, good for them.
I was like, boring as fuck, but there's a cool reference.
It's a funny
and then
little line.
that's no bear.
Can we talk about the family getting killed by the trailer at the end of the movie?
A family gets killed by the trailer.
There is no way that a van goes off into a ditch. The trailer unhitches and the boat goes flying, but the trailer just stops.
See, I think that's where they should have cut the movie.
That's where Dex dies.
You see, that's like.
I feel like that's where the fucking bear that was on the boat dies too.
See, that's where it is. It's so like it's just like it cuts like after you see like the boat go through the wall. It's like and then just cuts to a newsfeed. Tragically tonight, Fred Betterhead and a family of 4 killed in a crash.
Yeah, for context, when Christopher Walken
Human on bear violence.
Christopher Walken's character takes them all hostage in a random warehouse, and when they go to save them, they tow
landscaping.
They tow a boat so that they can bring the big bear boy with them.
Just put him on top.
And then when they hit a ditch, the boat unhitches, and they send the boat flying through the fucking building.
And he's like, I'm here to save you.
70 miles an hour.
I don't care if you are a bear. You're dead.
Totally dead. Totally
very
fucking dead.
Well,
also, at the beginning, the bears are doing like backflips and shit on stage.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, you weigh 900 fucking pounds.
The line
I don't
is
believe
clearly
you.
visible.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. And also, it's like, one of you stage dives later.
Yeah, there's a bunch of dead people on the ground underneath.
Yeah, I'm like, you murder everybody when
just
you
imagine
jump.
how terrifying.
Well, they
if
don't
you're just in a
show
crowd
it.
of people.
They show him crowd surfing.
No, they show him jump, and then it cuts to another part of the thing, and then it shows him crowd surfing.
Yeah, I was gonna say they show him
But
successfully
they
crowd
don't
surfing.
Show the people
landing.
taking away.
Well, what? Do they pick him up after he fucking murders
Yeah,
someone?
everybody in the crowd's high.
He's 1,200 pounds. What do you
I
mean?
don't care. There's a bunch of
Just
dead
imagine
people. and
that
they're
moment.
like,
I'm
"That's
not
fucking
picking up.
cool."
I don't care if I'm on fucking PCP. I'm not picking his dick
Imagine you're just in a crowd of people and a grizzly jumps on you. That's just not a good sign. How are you gonna escape? There's a fucking grizzly.
Oh yeah, especially in like a
You're in a
super
crowd.
crowded.
Yeah.
You're fucked. You're dead. You're just. I wonder if that was like a running segment. There was like, you got to play the Russian roulette game of where is he gonna.
That's
jump.
where Ted's money went. Is paying off lawsuit after lawsuit from all the stage dives.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
That lust for blood. We all want to die. On that note, I think that's the end of the country.
I feel like we've given. Okay, all right. As is tradition, would you rather watch this movie, The Country Bears, or last week's The Black Hole?
Country Bears.
100%.
Totally The Country Bears. And on that note, would you recommend that this be a movie that we watch, that people who do listen to this actually go watch?
I actually say in a weird way yes, because there's a lot to.
There's
pick
a lot
apart.
to
Well, I say
too.
the first 2/3. Then there's that whole then there's just like this lull before the finale that just it dragged on for an eternity.
Yeah,
like I was checking my phone so often.
The end is whatever.
I got to an hour, okay. Like I got to the hour mark, okay.
I got to the last 20 minutes, okay. Like when he shows up at the end to Barry's house when Fred.
It was Fred.
When Fred shows up. Yeah, Fred shows up to say he also grew and loves his family also, right? Shows up to Barry to say, hey, we're going to do this. That's where I lost it. Because I was like, okay, closure, done. I don't care anymore.
We have to save the bear.
Right?
But, and then we have to get to the concert hall, and then they're like, oh,
Make
hey,
bears great
everyone's
again.
on the grass.
Yeah, and then the concert hall's like, whatever.
Make bears great again. Baga.
Oh, no. But,
No, Maba. It'd be Maba. No way.
Right.
Make
America bears again. Maba.
But,
and it's just a coalition
like,
for the death of humans. It's
but like,
just
if you really like kids movies, if you like older Disney movies, if you have kids,
I say just something to sink your teeth into as an ironic adult.
Yeah, as an adult, if you want to make fun of something, sure. But I think there's like a weird,
on our podcast.
Not a weird quality. I don't know if it's the right word, but there is kind of a weird quality to the movie that I think certain audiences would genuinely enjoy. Right, like kids and people with kids, really. Like I think they marketed to their audience pretty successfely. I want to say that.
I think if you also enjoy Jim Henson history, this is a great.
Oh yeah, totally. This is a great deep
It's
dive.
another installment in the
Jim Henson world.
In the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga that envelops this entire podcast.
Okay,
I'm just saying, in this world, at least the turtles could like go out. And
we
broad
haven't
daylight.
touched this. We have not touched this.
Touch what?
Are the bears
In the same
just
universe?
oozed bears from the Teenage Mutant
That's how
Ninja
the
Turtles?
first sentient bear happened. It was
It's
the
the
same
ooze.
ooze that made the turtles.
And he fucked a lot of bears.
So many bears. And that's how we have sentient bears now. On that note, all you cats and kittens,
As
I've
we hit
been
almost
JD.
exactly an hour.
Yeah, I've been JD.
I've been Ethan.
Who are really any of us?
I'm gonna
Who
slap you.
would
All right,
be?
it's been a great time. I'm gonna kick his ass. Get over here.
Oh God!
Ow,
Oh
that actually hit
God!
my ribs.